Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jana Habson. I'm a licensed psychologist and founder of MCM Conscious Mental Wellness, a mental health center in the heart of Dubai. And today I am with Danielle Hall, the founder of Co-Living Legends. And what we're going to do today, we're going to introduce our businesses, first of all, and then second of all, talk about well-being and the nature of your business and how it goes along with well-being.
Sure. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jana. This is one of the first times I'm doing such a relaxed type, conversational, almost interview. But we found that we have things in common when it comes to well-being and supporting the people who are our clients,
Right.
effectively, in that area.
Yeah. What is your business doing? What is the nature of your business?
So
we have a mosquito
We
here.
have a mosquito.
Got it. Okay.
So we can obviously edit that bit. So I run Co-Living Legends, and Co-Living Legends is a company that provides shared living, so co-living, to females in Dubai. So it's female only apartments. And the co-living model is quite popular in places like Europe and parts of America, where it began with student type housing, but has evolved into professionals, graduates finishing sort of the studies, but actually still choosing to live in a co-living setting. And there are many reasons for that, which I'm sure we will come on to later, as to why people choose to live together.
Right, and how did you come up with this idea here in Dubai?
So my background in the UK, I'm actually a trained teacher, but I was always into property also in the UK. So I've been a landlord for a very long time, mostly families, renting houses to families, but I also had a time where I had student houses as well. And so that shared living model is something I have a lot of experience in.
Nice. I remember that myself when I studied back then in Germany. We had I was living in a dorm.
Yeah.
So I was quite lucky that I had my own space, but then there were also rooms where people were sharing the bathrooms and the kitchens together. And then later on, I moved from Cologne to Frankfurt.
Nice.
And I also was living in a shared apartment as well. I had my own room, but then the common areas were shared. So
exactly.
When I heard about your business, it is nice. It is an amazing initiative that you brought here to Dubai.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of graduates and people, sorry, I'll start again, I'll chop this bit. A lot of professionals come here for work first and foremost. Sorry, that is a big mosquito. A lot of professionals come to Dubai. A lot of professionals come to Dubai for their jobs, and the demographic of people that are coming here is very mixed. So you have families like you and I who have children and husbands and whatnot, but then you also have the single or sole traveller, if you like, who's coming for the job. And they choose to live in that kind of setting, maybe because they've been used to it when they were students in dorms and so on. But yes, so our apartments are pretty much that. We have shared areas like living room, kitchen. The good thing with our apartments is that nobody ever shares a bathroom. So every bedroom that we have in the region of 50 plus bedrooms now across our buildings. All of them are en suite. So every lady who rents a room from us has their own bathroom, because I think, you get to a certain point, you finish student life, you're working, you're paying rent, you want to have at least your own bathroom. So that's one of our selling points.
That is nice. Nice, I like that. But then the kitchen and then the living room perhaps is then shared.
Yeah, living room, kitchen, and we also have utility rooms for the laundry area.
Oh yeah, right.
Which again is a nice privilege in our apartments.
I love the idea. And what do you think? What are the benefits of living together as an expat?
So from a mental well-being, mental health point of view, And from speaking to my tenants and asking, you know, how are you finding it? What's the, you know, what are you enjoying? The thing that comes up the most is the whole connection, making friends, that combating loneliness.
Yeah.
I have many clients that live in the apartments that can afford to get their own place.
Yeah.
But they choose to live in a shared setting because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to come back from work every day to nobody at home. They want to interact and make friends with other people.
Yeah, I understand that. And since Dubai is such a we have like what 80% expats here in Dubai, and it's such a vibrant place, and a lot of people. Dubai is very in lately, very trendy. When you travel outside of Dubai and they ask, where do you come from? Wow, you live in Dubai. This is amazing. Yes, it is amazing. There are a lot of benefits here. The city is very vibrant and very fast moving. And a lot of people want to come here.
Absolutely.
And get the experience of working abroad. But then a lot of people underestimate the loneliness factor.
100%. And I'm sure from your perspective, like something that probably comes up a lot for your clients is that loneliness.
Yes, absolutely.
In a city so busy and vibrant, it's sad really, you know, because people are lonely.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
They are. When I came here to Dubai, I'm one of those people, yes, I feel the shame, but I still reach out and I say, hey guys, I actually need new friends, you know? And back then, I remember it was 12 years ago when I arrived here. There were Facebook groups, there were meetup groups, so you just go and meet up. But then, you're going to have good fun, but then you come home and then there's nobody there.
Same.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a lot going on now. There's always like a network, women's business. There's all of that, isn't there? But like you say, you can then still go home and then there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And to what degree are these connections or interactions like building something? Not always do they turn into anything lasting or meaningful. The feedback that I get from my tenants definitely is that they have made their best friends or they have made great connections. I don't go to the apartments often, but at times where I've been there, I've gone to maybe fix something or sort something out, and the girls are with their beach bags, and I say, hey, where are you going? They're like, oh, we're going to the beach, and I say, that is amazing. Like, I'm so happy. That makes me so happy for you.
Yeah. And here in Dubai, we have a lot of, we have the concept here of bed space. Yeah. And for example, there's a lot of Filipinos or the labor, can I say laborers?
Yeah. South Asians,
where they are like 8 people in one room, you know. And yes, it's a little bit difficult, but still, like our new admin, she just arrived and she started with us like a month ago, and she moved into a shared apartment, and she was already making friends. She's like, oh, I went to JBR, I was
with the housemate.
Exactly.
Ah, nice.
And she's like, this is amazing, I love it, and making all the connections. But then we cannot deny that we have different levels when it comes to socioeconomic background.
For sure. And that's something that, like, when I set my company up, I definitely wanted to try and create a standard. I'm also working with officials, you know, in the government to try and actually support the Dubai. Let me start again. When I set I think he's bitten me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Swine.
When I set my company up, is it there?
It's still there.
Yeah, it's just.
I didn't get it.
It's so sneaky. Like I can feel it. I can see it.
Did it prick you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an anti mosquito spray. I will give it to you. Maybe we don't even.
Okay.
We don't even have to cut it because it's going to add flavor, salt and pepper to it, you know.
So when I set my company up, one of the challenges that I had was misconception held about shared living, because of course there are a lot of rooms unregulated, unregistered, overcrowded, illegal. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to create the standard that we have, like in Europe, in the West, where shared living is, within certain parameters. And I've had conversations with officials in Dubai to try and support the way that the city is moving when it comes to co-living. There are only one or two other operators who are doing what I'm doing, legally registered, purpose-built type things. And we all share the same values that, co-living is needed. Co-living is here to stay and has been for a long time, but it definitely needs polishing.
Yeah, it does.
in terms of making it to the standard that is fit for humans to live in.
Yeah.
And yes, there's always then going to be within that different price points, different levels, different sizes, and so definitely what we provide, we strive to provide, a certain higher level of shared living, as though if you are in, like some of our rooms, like the master rooms, for example, are so big, you go in there, you feel like you're in your own studio. We furnish them to a high standard. We use, great furnishings, not all like IKEA and things like that. Like we really go
something higher end.
Something a bit higher end.
Yeah. And what is the population that is staying with co-living?
So we have a mix. We never sort of discriminate based on nationality or preference. Like if somebody comes to me and they say, I'm from Russia, often I'll have somebody else from the same region or may speak their language, and I'll say, okay, we have a room in this place. Would you like that? This person speaks your language, would you like that? And that works well often. But then equally, times where I've suggested the same, I had a lady from India come to view, and we had an apartment with 2 Indian girls, and I said, I can put you in the apartment where the ladies are also from India. And she's like, actually no, like I want to meet other cultures and other people. I don't want to live with the same. So it's easy to assume sometimes people want this when actually they want that, and they value the diversity. So we have all like backgrounds, South American, European. I'm from the UK, so by default, a lot of UK, British ladies. Russia is a big one. We've got a lot of Russians living in the UAE right now. Chinese, Korean, Filipino. We have so many, and I really, really value the diversity that we have in the homes. It's very nice.
I love that. I mean, Dubai is hosting so many nationalities where my children are growing up here and they're going to school, and when they come back from the holidays, one went to Japan back home, one went back to Europe, one went to another Arab country, so they are being exposed to so many nationalities that we are sometimes not exposed in our home countries.
For sure. And I say this as a teacher and a mother myself.
Yes.
I see, like in the classroom, we would spend a whole morning saying, so where did you go? Where did you go?
Exactly.
Wow,
Yeah. I get quite jealous, when I walk through the school halls and I see that somebody is from Brazil, somebody is from Japan. And everybody's coming here together, and I'm lucky that our children get to experience that. But when we come to Dubai, especially, yes, we want to live our best life, but we come home and then again, it's, what did Whitney Houston say? When I come home and turn the key, there's nobody there. So, and that is a very clever idea that you come up with of providing this type of living space for people. And what else did I have here?
So we've talked about probably most things, like the benefits, the loneliness, culture, the actual physical environment. The one thing that we haven't touched on is what psychological challenges are you seeing women coming through with? Shall I say that?
Yeah, we can.
Shall I say it officially?
Yeah.
So just in a nutshell, we've looked at the different aspects of co-living, how it benefits women in terms of their mental health, combating loneliness, cultural side, the physical apartment.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to ask you, Jana, is what are the main challenges that you are seeing, particularly women, as that's my demographic of client, What are you seeing the challenges that they face in your role as a psychologist in Dubai today?
Well, I mean, my specialty is I am focusing very much on the inner child. So we all have that inner child. Probably in social media you have heard about it.
I've really heard of that, yeah.
But we all have an inner child. We all have a critical voice that tells us we're not good enough. And we all have a mature voice, you know?
Yeah.
So my focus lies on really bringing out that joy in life. And why happy people usually don't come to see a psychologist. So what are the usual challenges that my clients have is trauma that they bring from dysfunctional families, from the past, from their childhood, number one. Infidelity is a huge topic here in the UAE.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There is a lot of temptation. There's a lot of new restaurants opening up.
Yeah.
And
social gatherings.
Exactly.
To go.
Yes, and so many interesting people that can seem quite tempting for men. And when that comes out, we suffer.
Yes, yes.
Betrayal hurts.
Betrayal, yeah.
So
and that brings trauma also.
That brings trauma as well. And we're living in a Muslim country, meaning legally men are allowed to have 4 wives. I have never come across anybody who has 4 wives, but I have a lot of clients where the ladies are coming and saying, my husband married a second wife. So there is a different dynamic than it would be in the Western world. And I find it quite challenging, and I find it also very interesting in my work.
Yeah.
Another aspect that women are coming to me is burnout.
Yes.
And it's real.
Career, professional.
Absolutely.
Balancing.
Yes. And
also, like, another thing that's not talked about as much is the stress from management. Like, there are some companies, corporations where the culture in the office is work.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but it feels to me the weekends are just passing
in a flash, in a
blink of an eye. All of a sudden, it's already Monday. All of a sudden, it's already Friday. So the time, for some reason, flies in Dubai so fast, and it's fast living because Dubai is such a small place, but it's so highly concentrated. If you would be in the UK or if you would be in Germany, the country is big.
Yes.
The area is big. So the events are quite spread out.
Yes.
But here everything is so dense, and you have and Dubai is one of the important cities in the world where a lot of tech companies are having their summits here. Conferences,
expos,
exactly.
Yeah. And also physically, like being in the middle, like there's a lot of transiting, passing through.
Yes, and then I call it the Disneyland for adults, isn't it? And definitely there's also fear of missing out. So many new things are popping up, but little time. Yeah. Sometimes when we get visitors, usually around the winter time, they say, and I live right by the beach, and they say, let's go to the beach. And no. And then they say, what? You never go to the beach? And it's seriously, like, when was the last time you went to the beach?
It's so true.
Because when you came in today, it was supposed to be, today's Friday, it's supposed to be a chill day.
Yeah.
And then when we met, it was like, Danielle, wait, I have 5 minutes, please. And you're like, well, that's
same
email,
for me. Email.
And it's so fast living. If you don't really pay attention to your mental health, to your well-being, then burnout is real.
And also taking the minute to go to the beach and sit for a few minutes.
Exactly.
Sorry to jump in.
Yeah.
You were saying,
And the weeks go by, the time flies, and we just don't have enough time to concentrate on what is really good for us, So
how do people overcome that? What support is available? Like, you can. what support is available for women with this kind of?
That is a challenge, and this is, I believe, where also your business idea is so good for the society here, because support is not really there. When we come here, we are alone.
Yeah.
And unless you don't feel the stigma, unless you are courageous and say, I am lonely, then you're not going to get the support.
No, nobody knows. You just
nobody knows, exactly.
You know,
so many people. So it's very important for people to be able to reach out to say, I'm not doing well, I'm not coping well. Imagine you go to work, you put a mask on, and then you come home, and then you have empty walls.
Yeah.
At least at home somewhere, you would have your mother, your cousin, they would check up on you.
They'd be checking in.
But the further away, out of sight, out of mind, and who is going to check in on you here? So I encourage people who are living here in Dubai to be proactive in reaching out to other people, staying in contact, because when we are burning out, it's so easy to feel lonely and then isolate, go home and
further isolate.
Exactly, exactly. So
put the barrier there.
Exactly. And what kind of support is really here? It's none, actually.
No. But
because
I think, like you said, just in terms of like to summarize what people can do, would be reaching out, asking for help where possible, changing the living surroundings or the living environment. So if you are alone and if you're feeling lonely, you know, not to plug co-living legends, but find a housemate or a friend to live with, or, you know, shift your home. It might be that the home is fine, but it's the location, and might just mean moving somewhere with more sunlight, you know, like the positioning, seeking professional advice. So there are people like Yana, like yourself, who can work through those mental
give you
blockades.
A gentle push,
exactly, into the right direction. So there are ways to manage this, but it's certainly not easy by any means.
From a psychological perspective, from a well-being perspective, we have the extroverts, we have the introverts, and I believe that an introvert would be happy to come home and be just alone. Imagine you're working in an office or you are in a sales position where you have to talk to a lot of people. And I'm sure that there are people also out there that enjoy to live by themselves, you know, because they have this compensation when it comes to social interactions. But for me, for example, I am very sociable and I like to hang out with people. And for me, it would be really a horror scenario. I like to interact at work, but I also like to interact when I am at home.
For sure.
What is your percentage when it comes to your tenants? Are they more introverts? Are they more extroverts?
Very interesting question. we have definitely a mix of both, and definitely I have come across women who move in and the others don't see them. They're either in their room or they're at work, and that's it. There's no like in between or interaction. For most part, the housemates are very sociable with each other, but of course we definitely have seen a good, not a large percentage, but a percentage of women that just they don't interact and they're happy like that.
But you know, I believe there is also a sense of security, even though if somebody is an introvert and they come in and they're moving into one of your apartments, just to have it, the security and the knowledge at the back of your head, just in case something should happen. I can open the door and I can knock on a room and somebody will be there.
Absolutely.
They know I am there. Maybe I am most invisible.
Exactly.
But it's like this peace of mind that you have. Even though you are an introvert, you know that somebody is there, you know?
It makes a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
A whole lot of difference. But it's funny because the ones who are so quiet and they don't like too much interact, they're still very nice and they still social, you know, the socially pleasant.
Yeah.
Nobody's horrible or mean or anything.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
really nice. But it's just interesting to see from a human point of view that people are just very different.
Very different.
It's so interesting. And apartments, like we'll have the quiet apartment. They'll say, oh, 3905. Oh yeah, that one's a quiet one.
Yeah.
Or this one, 4201. Oh yeah, those girls, they're always doing something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's interesting. It's different across homes as well. But that's the nature of humans.
Yeah. So if we will, not if, when people are going to watch our video, then how can they reach out to you?
So we have a website, colivinglegends.com. Sorry, I'll start again.
it's the performance anxiety.
Yeah. So we have a website, colivinglegends.com. We are on Instagram, colivinglegendsdubai. And for yourself, Jana, how would we contact you?
So we have a website that is called mcmdubai.com. And if you would like to reach us over Instagram, it's also MCM Dubai across the all social media platforms.
Same.
Yeah.
YouTube, so on.
Yeah.
TikTok.
MCM Dubai is your #1 mental health center when it comes to your well-being. And I'll be happy to work with you. I work with ladies and gentlemen. I also work with couples as a couples counselor. So I'll be very happy to see you all. Thank you so much for being here today. We tried to have this get together for so long.
So long because life
is happening. Dubai is so busy. But I have to say, I am really glad that we made it work today.
Absolutely.
And thank you for taking your time coming here in the heat. It's already what, like 85% humidity outside?
It's so humid, yes.
And we're looking forward to the weekend. Everyone, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.